Hello and welcome to the Ontario Fall Football League, brought to you by the Youth Sports Network. We're really excited here. We're at Carleton University. We got the Oakville Titans and the Bell Warriors for some interprovincial gameplay. Really excited here. My name's Nate Bahar. I'm joined by Jeff Karate, and it's gonna be a blast. Have some fun today. Watch some football. We're clearing the field of the snow a little bit, making sure these kids have some grip. We're gonna have some fun.
Yeah, Nate, it's been a good morning already. We just finished up with the Tyke teams, which was great. The format for the Tyke was a little bit different because we had one game going one way, one game going the other way, which is really nice. The field was really icy and hard when we started, so the 8 and 9-year-olds crunched up a bit for the bigger guys now to come and handle it. It's a little bit softer. The field is going to be a little bit of a challenge for these guys. I would really like to see guys get north all day because getting to the edge might be a little bit challenging for them. But I think we're in for a real good game.
Absolutely. So we're seeing here the Bell Warriors and head coach John Landon on their side. They've had a great year. B Cup champions. They got a strong defense. They're a well-rounded team. We're excited to see how they come out and play. And then it's going to be exciting for all of us here watching Oakville. Obviously some new blood, as they say here in the realms of Ottawa. We're really excited that they're finally starting to play teams outside of Ottawa. It's a new sort of initiative with Football Ontario, and something we haven't had before.
Yeah, it's really nice because Bell really, from what I understand, they haven't played anybody outside in the CAFA ever. So this is exciting for them as a club. This is going to be a real epic day for them. So let's hope for a great game.
Without a doubt. And here we go. We've got opening kickoff here in our game, and the ball is off. We have a short little onside squib kick. It's caught. And an early tackle right away, and we have some football officially in. Here we go.
Yeah, that was just a little bit of short kick. I guess maybe they don't have anybody that can kick it deep, and we might want to add, too, that this is 9v9. Mm-hmm. It's 9v9. They go from sideline to far hash, which is a good-sized field for 9 players.
Absolutely. 9v9, we'll see how it impacts the game. We'll try to come with some of our 11v11 or 12v12 knowledge and sort of talk about how the game differs. Naturally we're probably going to see more running of the football, especially in conditions like this. So here we go. First play, we got a handoff up the gut. Looks like an ISO play. He breaks through a few tackles for a gain of about 2.5 yards. Yeah,
that's what we would probably expect, right, Nate? Mm-hmm. First play of the game. Let's get north. Let's get right up the middle with a big dude and see what we can do and see if we can find anywhere to go.
Absolutely. And for Oakville, they've had a lot of success in the run game. Their running back is one of our key players to watch. We're going to expect to see a lot more of that. Probably try to get on the edge a little bit as well, especially with this footing. Once the running back's and the offensive line as well has a better idea of how these feet are going to hold up, how those cleats are going to dig into the turf here. So we have second down with about 9 to go. And there it is. There's a jet sweep. 85 is trying to get to the edge. He's got some blockers out in front of him. And all of a sudden, he's out on the sidelines with a quick little tumble in the extra ice for a gain of about 3 yards.
So now we've seen it right. Picture perfect. First play of the game. Let's hit it up and see if we get anything. Now they just ran that little jet sweep to see how the footing is, to see if anybody can get the edge, maybe get a field. I like the first 2 plays.
Absolutely. It makes a whole lot of sense. One of the big things about those outside running plays is it's always going to rely on your receivers, really. We always think about receivers as Odell Beckham and his one-handed catches, but to get any outside running game going, to get anything on the perimeter, you need to have receivers that have bought into blocking and can get on top of their defensive backs and hold up. So here we are. We're 3rd and 6. We have some early motion. Looks like we got a rollout play. Dropping back to pass number 4 with a beautiful spiral all the way down over the top to number 88 for a reception, and that is a first down. We're going to have to see that one back.
What a great sequence of plays we're just talking about. Look at him just roll out a little bit here. He's eyeing him. He knows where he's throwing the football. What a nice throw over top of the coverage. What a great catch. That's a great catch.
Absolutely. We have a simple flood pattern there with an out route and a go route on the outside. The outside guy clears his corner. The quarterback thinks, you know what, I got the arm for this even with the conditions, and he lets that thing go. That's some awesome football to get started here. So we're lined up for first down. They got a tight end and a wing on the left. Split receivers out. They're going right back up the middle. Big hole for 27. Good contact by Bell, though. That's linebackers filling the hole.
There they go again. They're going to give it to the big guy right up the middle and see if they can get ground. I mean, these conditions, it's going to take them a few plays to figure out exactly who can do what, and spreading the ball around really nicely too.
Absolutely. It's getting the Bell linebackers, making sure they're awake. They got a big guy coming downhill full speed. You saw two of them fill the hole pretty well there, though, for a nice modest gain of about 2.5. We have second down coming up. Oakville breaks the huddle in a very similar formation. We have our wing to the left, receivers split out. We're going up the gut again. Oh, there we go. Carrying blockers, carrying runners, and it looks like it's a gain just enough for a first down. It looks like on the short outside zone to the right, and they're actually going to call them short, I believe. So that'll be 3rd and about 1.
So now they went to the backside of their wing formation. So they're play calling in their plays. They haven't run the same plays twice, which is nice, but they're giving it to the big guy again. He's getting north. That's a real nice, tough run.
Absolutely, and you're seeing, I think we saw the right tackle there with a really nice kick-out block, opening up some space for that back. So here we are on 3rd and short. Oh, we're going back to the jet sweep on 3rd and short, gambling a little bit, but looks like 95 has got some good, solid speed, takes away what was, some great pressure upfield, and makes enough for the first down.
That's that jet sweep they ran the last time too, and they get into the sideline. Eventually, we're going to see this field sort of chomp up a little bit. So maybe somebody can just get it and go right up the sideline.
Yeah,
that's a great run. That's a nice call on 3rd down.
Absolutely, that's gutty. That's one of those things you're seeing a lot of even in the CFL game. You get to 2nd and 3rd and shorts, and people are starting to realize I don't need to just fall forward for a yard or a yard and a half. I can try to make something explosive happen. And like you said, as the wide sides of the field maybe start to get a little less icy, once the defrost button starts to do its job, those might turn from 4 or 5 yard gains to 15, 20, 25 yard gains, which would be pretty interesting to see.
And I like the fact that they're spreading the ball around so early, because everybody that touches the ball is going to know what it's like to run on the surface, whether they can cut or whether they can go. We have our 27, their featured back, just busting it up tight, and he's just getting north, so he's got confidence in his feet now, which is good. And now 85 on the jet sweep. That's the second time he's run it. So he's going to get some confidence, and like you said, other parts of the field here we can see. If he gets that, we're going to see how fast he is.
Absolutely. And the great thing to think about it, if you're watching at home with sort of the way these two plays play off of each other, a lot of the time on those jet sweeps, especially in 9-side football, the defensive ends have to be able to play contain. But we saw one of the big runs, defensive end went too wide upfield, and the running back was able to just get right underneath him. So they're calling the game well. It's playing off of one another. And here we are on first down. There we go. Another run up the middle, and Bell said, no, thank you, not this time. Some great fill of the gap.
That was a great fill by linebacker. Now on the other side of the ball, we talk about how Oakville's spreading the ball around and running straight upfield. Now linebackers they're not going to have any more of that now. Now they're stepping up really nice. Look at this great fill. Wow. There you go. Great tackle.
That's some good defense right there. Recognizing it, saying, hey, we've seen this formation, we've seen this play, we know what's coming. Don't try this in our house, not here in Ottawa. Some early motion. Oh, we got to sprint out right. Number 4 drops back to pass, and he takes off and scrambles, and we got some wheels on the quarterback here, but there's a flag on the play after a gain of about 4 on the quarterback scramble. He rolled right, saw nothing, went left, and we'll see what the flags are. It looks like it's a holding call on Oakville.
Yeah, he gets out. They send everybody to the right. He looks to get out there. He wants to go down the field. Nothing there, so he tries to cut back left. Hopefully something was there. Great pursuit by Bell.
Absolutely. That's some great quarterback play, too. You roll right, and you have 2 people in the pattern. He realizes early it's not going to be there. Tucks it, ball security. That ball was high and tight in his left hand on the outside arm. Takes off, inside arm's free to try to break a tackle. And then, there was a holding. That is often going to happen, as I'm sure, we've both seen. Everyone's thinking the ball's going one way, all your blockers. You try to go the other way.
Yeah, and all of a sudden somebody's looking back, what are you doing over here?
Yeah, why is my defender trying to run the opposite way? And you hold on for dear life, and the refs see it. So here we go. We got second and very long, about 19. They're splitting out. Oh, it's a double reverse. Oh, there we go. But Bell reads it well, 36. Wow. Uh-oh. 95 still running. We do have some wheels on this kid. Here we go. He's back to the original line of scrimmage and just passed it for about a gain of 3 or 4. If we had the next gen stats, we might see him running about 65 yards on that play.
That's what it would be. Oh, we're going to see it here again. Now they set up the reverse because they've run the jet sweep here. And watch him go. Now he comes back. Now you talked about the edge play. That's great edge play. That's great edge play. He got up the field about 5 yards and gave him very limited place to run. And he cut back. The ref had a little bit of a tumble there too. Yeah, that's good. It is slippery out there. That's a great job, again, by the Bell defense.
Absolutely. That's good fundamentals of defense. As a defensive end, somebody on the edge of the line of scrimmage, your role is almost always, especially at this level, to play what we call contain, meaning nothing can get outside of you. And as you see right there, the defensive end did a great job getting upfield, making sure nothing could get outside of him from the offense, especially if it's on the ground. And he sent it back and made 95, that speedster, run all the way from here all the way down the 401 for a gain of about 3 yards. So we have third down coming up.
Yeah, it's over. Whereas if they start running right away, and
for the Oakville type. Oh, we're seeing a penalty actually. I did miss the call. I believe it was that's a first down. It's looking like for Oakville, so that's going to flip the field, give them a new set of downs, and really take away what was a great stand for Bell there with the first down on the inside zone, great pursuit on the quarterback, and then what they just did on that double reverse.
Yeah, let's hope that the defense just doesn't break. They've been doing such a great job.
Oh, my apologies. Looks like Bell is here on offense. So we might have missed something there. We'll see if we can get a call for you guys on what just happened. But here we go. We're flipping it to our guys in white and yellow. 1st and 10, heading upfield. Here we go. ISO play on first down. We got a big fullback leading the way, tailback with some good vision, cutting upfield, and there we go. Looks like a gain of about 4 or 5 yards there on first down.
Yeah, so now Bell's going to come out and do the same thing, right? They stay to put the big old fullback up in front and give it like a good lead play and just come up and see what the field is like and give the kids that carry the ball a little bit of confidence in what they can do and where they can go and how they can handle their feet.
And my apologies on that third down. That was Oakville electing to punt, so they moved the ball up 25 yards and switched possession. So my apologies on that one. And we're back to second down here for Bell. As you see, we're loving it. We're back in the 90s. We've got a big fullback up the middle. Oh, and he's getting the ball in the fullback belly play. That is a big boy coming down the A-gap. Looks like he gained about 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, they were hoping just to smash him up in the middle there and see if he can just catch a bit of a seam and get maybe 7 or 8 yards for a first down. Great job by the defense.
Absolutely. Not always expecting the fullback, the guy lined up closest to the quarterback, to just take that thing.
No.
Ari as a defender.
No, you got to show him some love, though.
Absolutely.
You got to show the big guys some love, Nate.
Here we go. We're at 3rd and 6. Bell is under center, still in this what we call I formation. Fullback now moves to the left. Oh, we had a jet sweep. It looks like there's a fumble in the play. And we will see who has it coming out of this pile, this mass of humanity.
Oakville's got it.
Oakville has the ball. That's going to be a first down for Oakville. After a jet sweep, they look like a fairly similar motion to what Oakville had been running, moving the fullback over to the other side, bringing the jet sweep guy around. But that footing got the best of him.
Yeah.
He slipped, and the quarterback couldn't get the delivery.
Yeah, it looks like he slipped right out of the gate, and the quarterback extended to give him the ball. And here we go, first down, Oakville.
Yep. And, it's not just the fast guys out there who have to deal with this footing. It's the offensive line, it's the defensive line, people engaging and trying to block and move people. There we go. We got an outside zone on the first run of the drive. Looks like another modest gain of about 2 or 3. This Bell defense is doing a great job. We're seeing multiple hats on the running back every single snap, every single play, which is a great sign for them.
Yeah, Oakville's going to keep, by the looks of it, they're going to keep running the football. They're going to want to get north, and Bell is just playing tough defense, so they're going to make them earn every yard they get.
Here we are. We're 2nd and about 7 yards for the Oakville Titans. Number 4 is back under center. 95 is a little bit deeper in the backfield this time. We see that pre-snap motion. We got another sprint out roll. 88 looks like he got past. 4 wants to scramble back right. And I believe that is going to be our very first sack of the ball game for the Bell Warriors. Once again, good coverage downfield. Great job of the defensive end holding up. And number 4 wanted to scramble back out, and here we are.
Yeah, that's just really good defense. That's really good defense. Like he's going to want to come out here, little half sprint. He sees it's not there. And again, there's the edge play that you talked about earlier. Great edge play because now it forces the quarterback up in the middle to the edge guys' friends up for Bell's defense. That's great defense right there. That edge play is becoming a real big thing. The first time you mentioned it, now it's becoming very important in this game so far.
Absolutely. We're all used to seeing, on Saturdays and Sundays, the fast quarterbacks, what happens when they get out of the pocket. So to see a defensive end, be able to hold them up inside is absolutely huge. 3rd down, we see they're going sort of off tackle right there, just jumping up inside that defensive end. Not much there. These linebackers are flowing very, very well to the ball, and that is it for 3rd down. And here we go. We're going the other way now.
Yeah, they just tried to run. They've been running that play 4 or 5 times now, and they're just going to stay with it. And again, Bella's just going to make them earn every yard, and obviously not enough there.
Absolutely. And one of the big things on some of these sort of more inside hitting run plays, or even when you're going a little bit off tackle, is going to be, can your offensive line get upfield to those linebackers? And again, in conditions like this, that makes it even harder. It's never easy, anyways, for offensive linemen to get upfield, get 5 yards downfield, and block a linebacker. But we're seeing Bell definitely win that battle at that second level so far today. So here we are. We're back in the I formation. We got our big man at fullback. We got our scat back behind him. We're going right back up the middle again to the fullback. Great vision as he winds that back for a quick gain of about 8 yards for the big guy at the middle.
That's a really nice run by Bell. They're just going to give it to him and say, here, find somewhere to go. Make it so maybe second and manageable, 2nd and 1 or 2nd and 2. Very manageable, opens up the playbook a little bit. So there's a 7 or 8 he was looking for earlier. That's a great run.
Absolutely. And here we go. We see the head coach of the Oakville Titans, Andrew Adams. He's doing a great job. Look at that team. Everyone's locked in. There's no kids off to the side, doing anything. That's clearly a well-coached team that's excited to be here. They got up here off the 401, I'm sure, a couple on-route stops and some Tim Hortons. And they're raring to go here on 2nd down. We're right back up the middle, number 94. Oh, that is a tough kid to try to tackle as you see him bounce right off, flip the field, and he's still on his feet out of bounds. That is some good football right there from good old Isaac Landon. Hard to bring down. That's what you love to see from fullback.
Yeah, that is a really good run. And then he tried to show us the wheels by breaking outside a little bit. He kept his feet. He kept his feet, and then and he got enough for the first down. Look at him come out here a little bit. Now he's getting hurt. Now he's going to come out a little bit and say, "You can't get me down. You can't get me down." That's a big, tough run.
And that is why you say you run your feet as a running back. So let's see if they go back to him. We're right back to the I formation. We got a wing on the right. It's 1st and 10 for the Bell Warriors. They've been running the ball well this drive. Let's see where they go to on 1st down. Here we go. We're to our ISO. Oh, there we are. It's a short gain of about 1. Oakville had that one sniffed out early, it looked like.
Yeah, you talked about it earlier. If you can get your alignment to get down the field, and it looks like Oakville got the better of them that time for sure, with a very, very limited gain.
And on those lead plays, it's interesting. You saw 94 there. He kind of saw some color flash in front of him. So he saw something on Oakville, maybe beating the offensive lineman, and it made him pick up the guy at the first level. So he wasn't actually able to get upfield and block somebody and maybe make a little bit of space downfield. So it's the right play. But, if one guy misses their job or one person misses their job in football, it's hard to have success. And we're back on 2nd down with a jet sweep to the left. There seems to be there's a corner out there with great contain. Forced number 87 up the middle, and there wasn't too much to go.
No, there wasn't. That's just really good defense. Again, you talk about the edge play, not letting anybody to get outside, and that's just really good defense.
So we are at the end of 1. It is 0-0 in some icy, cold, snowy conditions, but we've seen some great football, and we're excited for more. And we are back for the second quarter. Quick little walk down to the other side of the field. It's 3rd down and about 7 yards for the Bell Warriors. We're going to see what they bring out here to try to convert. We're back in I formation. 87, our big tight end, is to the right with our receiver split out. We're going to go to this lead play to the right. Oh, it's a play action. 14 drops back. Oh, into coverage. Oakville had that one sniffed out. It looks like they had a halfback or quarterback sitting under that ball. Quarterback tried to force it in, and that is our first turnover of the game. Sorry, our second turnover, our first interception of the game for Bell, Oakville's ball.
Yeah, they've just been running the ball, right? So they try some play action, which anybody would right now, and it's 3rd down. Not a bad time to call it. He just doesn't get the ball there. He's trying to go to the big fullback. Great interception, great coverage. They were all tied up there. That's really good defense.
Absolutely. We're seeing a little bit of zone coverage there from Oakville, dropping into what some would dub cut coverage, meaning the cornerback, the guy furthest on the outside who usually runs deep, he actually stays short underneath all of those routes, and you saw it pay off there as the quarterback did not see him before he threw the ball. Oakville draws back. They're running the post right over the middle. And it's back-to-back interceptions. Bell's the ball and a little bit of room to run. Got some blockers out front, some good wheels, and that is a great return of about 15 yards after the interception by the safety for Bell. We got some defense playing some ball today.
Yeah, that's a really good play by Bell's defense. Now look, they got that half sprint they love to run. They're getting him down the field. Again, he underthrows the ball a little bit. He had him. He was trying to go deep over top. Great interception. That zone coverage you talked about, and that's a great run.
Absolutely. And it looks like a little bit of a wrinkle. Looks like Oakville's trying to run this play in two different ways. That guy on the outside either stay outside, which is the one they hit going the other way earlier in the game, and that one looks like he was running a little bit more to the post, to the goal post, right into the middle of the field. So they tried to throw a little wrinkle in, but the defensive back did not bite, had his eyes in the right place, got underneath it, and like you said, quarterback missed a little bit of juice on the arm I'm sure he would have wished he had. But either way, it's Bell ball going the other way. 1st and 10. We're in our I formation. We got double tights and a wide out to the right. And we're going inside zone with a lead early. We got feet churning, and 13 yards later, we have a Bell first down.
Yeah, we've seen that once or 3 times already, right? Only they have him as being the tailback and not the fullback blocking up top. They switched it up a little bit.
That's great. So
you have
you have Big Isaac Landon leading the way. And number 87 now, who I think we'd seen get a jet sweep or two, they put him right back there in I formation and said, hey, let's stop wasting you running side to side. Let's let you run north, south, and 13 yards later, that's a first down. Here we are, 1st and 10. You can tell by how fast the offensive lines run into the ball. They're excited to play. That's always the best to see, I think, at this level.
Yeah, and you got the 2 big guys in the back, no wonder.
Oh, and Oakville is all over that one early. Landon is trying his very best. He's spinning, fighting, clawing. But sometimes good defense beats good offense, and that is a loss of 2 for 2nd down for Bell.
Yeah, they're just going to try to keep pounding the football. It is a little bit slippery out there, and obviously they figured they can't get to the edge like they tried earlier, and they're just going to keep pounding the middle of the field.
Absolutely. What I will say, just noticing looking up a little bit at the goalposts, is there seems to be a little bit of wind that's now in Bell's favor. So maybe we'll see. The big pass completion we saw in the first quarter was going this way for Oakville. So maybe Bell's got a little bit of a hope, or a little bit more of a hope to try to hit something deep on one of the sides on one of these play actions again. So we're 3rd down here. Oh, we got a botched snap. It looks like Bell got it back, but that's going to be, I believe it should only be 3rd down now. I believe that was 2nd down.
That was 3rd down.
That was 3rd down, huh? There we are. Oakville's ball going the other way. Number 87 in the quarterback, 2nd time.
Yeah, he never really got control of the football. Mm-hmm. He never really got control of it, dropped it. That was 3rd down nonetheless. It's interesting, right? We were just talking about earlier about the 25 yards they can opt for instead of going for it on 3rd down because there's no punts, and we've only seen it once so far in the game. Everybody else has gone for it on 3rd down.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you can see now, if you're able to see on the broadcast, is Bell's asked the same question. Did we not get a 1st down running? And then they all of a sudden went from 2nd, I think, to 3rd down, but they're going to pause the game here, I think, and have a conversation. They're going to chat about whether this should be a turnover on downs or if this should be 3rd up here right now. Wish we had a hot mic on these refs. I think we're going to have to guess and judge here. It looks like the Bell offense is coming back out. It looks like I see Big 94 on the field, and it is 3rd down. It's 3rd down Bell now.
Maybe our stick guys were just flipping from 2 to 3 a little bit prematurely.
A little bit too excited. Yeah, there you go. What I will say is that was done very amicably. That was done with a lot of kindness versus what I think that would have how that gets done in as you get older and older with these kids. I think that starts to be a little more fiery
Exactly.
conversation.
Yeah, right or wrong doesn't matter when you get a little bit older.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody is the enemy at that point. There's some colorful language with some of these games as you get older, especially some of our coaches over down there at Lansdowne. It gets spicy. That's for sure.
Oh, it does get a little bit heated. Like I said, it doesn't even matter if you're right or not.
No.
You know what I mean? If you got a point to prove, you're going to prove your point, and you hopefully walk away and say, "Well, listen, I tried."
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? I tried.
And then there's also the added level of coaching and the ref play that becomes a little bit mental, where it's okay. Maybe I know he's not going to change this call, but if I ride him hard enough, if I say something that gets to him and I start making him think that maybe he made the wrong call, next time there's that 50-50, coaches are hoping that that's going to be in the back of that ref's mind, and that's either going to keep that flag in their pocket in their favor, or get it out there on the field to help them. So it's fun how that whole game works out.
Yeah, and it happens at lower levels, at high levels, it happens everywhere because you want to either get them on your side or maybe help them refresh the rule book a little bit sometimes.
Absolutely. I used to think that knowing the refs' first names, and especially in university here at Carleton, that would help me. Yeah, it didn't.
No.
I'd always try to schmooze early in warm-ups, but I think there's a laundry list of don'ts for number 11. There we are. We're going to the jet sweep on third down. Oh, and they're all there. That edge play has been phenomenal both ways. That's just good defense.
Yeah, and he had a block on him there. We'll likely see a replay in a second. He had a block on him there, but he still worked to get upfield, which was nice. Watch him get off the edge. He gets blocked. It looked like he's going to get blocked here, and he just keeps working up through it. And there's the footing that we talk about, because maybe in greener pastures in July, he might take that and he might be running down the sideline scoring right about now.
Absolutely. And what's interesting is that Oakville seems to just be setting their defense, right? So they had a cornerback way outside there, even though there's no receiver, which is going to be hard to run that outside zone or that jet sweep into, because it's going to be really tough for number 94, their lead blocker, to get all the way out there for him. But we have 1st and 10 for Oakville. Number 27 with a nice cutback, fighting against that ice, and he gets to fall forward for a gain of about 1.
Yeah, there was nothing doing for him there. It's likely very, very icy where he is over there, because it seemed like on the other part of the field they had their feet a little bit more, and in particular he had a lot more confidence on the other side of the field when he was running there. So maybe playing on this side of the field's got a little bit to do with his feet, and he just needs a couple runs to get some more confidence like he had down towards the other end zone. Without
a doubt, because some of the best runs we've seen all day have been, and always in all of football, when that running back gets the ball, no fear, feet are moving, and it's one step, one cut, get north, get south. So here we are on 2nd and 9. We got a jet sweep going the other way. 95 is looking for space. Oh, a small little hesitation before he hits the gas, and that is a nice gain of about 5 or 6 yards. He's going to set up a third and very manageable for Oakville.
Yeah, it didn't look like that they were going to get much with that. But again, I mean, we sound like broken records, about the edge play. And if we see the replay, you're going to see the edge guy actually gets blocked in. He gets blocked into it, and now the reverse gets around him. We're going to see it how he gets now. Watch, he gets doubled up in here, inside of here. That's a great block, pushing him inside, and he gets outside, perfect run.
And that's great adjustments too. You're seeing a double now come out onto the defensive end, who's made a stop a couple times. So Oakville on the sideline with the whiteboard, I'm sure, said, hey, we're going to put 2 guys on this guy. Once you got him secure, look for some extra work. So that's good football. It's 3rd and 3 here for Oakville. They're sprinting out right. They're going to try a quick throw to the flat. Oh, and it just is underthrown. It looked like they had something there. They threw another little wrinkle into their passing game, but that's gonna fall incomplete. We're gonna flip the field, and it's gonna be a 1st and 10 for Bell.
So what do you think, Nate? We've seen the ball really hasn't moved from the middle of the field here. If anything, it's more on the Bell sideline. Would you have punted there and maybe get 25 yards so that they've got to go longer? And if you play defense, you flip the field in a big way.
I think what it means is, I think it's showing confidence in their own defense that, hey, let's go take this shot and see if we can get a little bit more. We trust our defense isn't going to let them get much, but you're making a very good point, because there's 2 sides of that very same coin. If your defense can stop them, you can gain 20, 25 yards here by flipping the field with the punt rule. But it's tough. Maybe he's got the analytics gurus over there telling him something that we don't know.
Yeah, the analytics, they make us non-existent over here for sure.
Absolutely. So here we got Bell. They're in their I formation once again. We got Big 94 leading the way. We're going to start with a lead play to the right. A nice size hole. 87's feet are still churning. He's going to be held up and stopped with forward progress about 6 yards downfield.
Yeah, that's just, like you said, old school lead. Get ahead of steam. Get the O-line pushing the D-line down the field. Get a lead block, and just, that's a great run. 6 yards on 1st down, 2nd and 4.
Absolutely. And it's always going to make a defender think twice. It's one thing that when you have a pretty big running back in number 87 carrying the ball. It's a whole other thing when to get to him, you got to run full speed through a big 94, a fullback like that coming down Main Street full speed. So it makes sense. The logic checks out. We've got -2 weather. These kids might be feeling it just a little bit, and they got to make these business decisions every single snap. 2nd and down, number 94 once again right in the middle. That's the tough part with the fullback dives, right? There's just not a lot of momentum for him. He's coming from so close.
Yeah, you've got to get a push, and you've got to get it to the right side of the ball. And then every now and again, what's going to happen is that the D lineman is just, they're going to jet, they're going to get into the gap, and they're willing to take on the fullback maybe, so now all his friends can make plays.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And, those tackles, those arm tackles, and being able to fit up 94 when he's got 3 yards of steam built up is a whole lot different than when he's got 5, 6, 7 yards of steam built up. And you're seeing it's a little bit easier to tackle somebody of any size when they get stopped early versus once they've got that momentum built up. Kind of like the juggernaut. Here we go. We got a toss play. Oh, no. Ball's on the ground. 87's got it. He's just going to fall on it. And that is going to be that for the drive. A botched quarterback toss to the tailback, and that's it for Bell.
Yeah, that was just doing right from the start. It almost looked like when he went to go toss it, he was like, oh, gosh, no, I don't want to do this. Please don't. And it just fell to the ground. And that's the first toss we've seen all game, too. They've been handing off every other play with the exception of trying to throw it.
Absolutely. And quarterback tailback exchanges are one of the things that gets so overlooked, especially by, perhaps people, watching at home, whether it's parents, it's friends, families, etc. That's something that even at the pros is drilled home every single day for 15 minutes at the start of every single practice. Quarterbacks, fullbacks, tailbacks all go through every single exchange that's going to happen this week, and that's why you see it at every single level. Bad things can happen. So we got a fake double reverse from Oakville to start this drive off. Bells, again, they got a nose for the ball, and it's going to stop it for a gain of 1.
Yeah, they've run the jet sweep, they've run the reverse, now they run fake reverse. We'll likely see it on a replay in a second. So there you have it. There's the jet. Now he fakes it, and off it he does. He keeps it, and there's that that's the not so much edge play anymore, but he contained him and sends him into all of his friends, which is great. That's the edge play that contained here is really, really impressive.
Without a doubt. And anybody watching at home, if you have a defensive coordinator in your life or a defensive coach, you show them film of 4 or 5 colored helmets, or of their colored helmets on the football every single time it gets tackled, and they're going to have a good Christmas because that's what every single defensive coach wants to see. So we have a second and long. We got a jet sweep going the other way. We got a new ball carrier, number 3. Oh, and he's still on his feet. Phenomenal work. Oh, all for naught as it's still going to be a loss of about 3 yards. Still trying to play the outside, but Bell all over it.
See, it's different. We're getting now. They want to get. They're really, really wanting to get to the outside. The outside. He fights and fights and fights, and there he is. Great play. He gets away. That's a great effort. But there's Bell's defense again, relentless. So now we're seeing Oakville wanting to get edge play, and Bell wanting to get north-south. Two different ideas offensively on the field, right?
Without a doubt. And it is interesting. I think logic would say, let's get the shortest point from point A to point B, which is the end zone, which, is in conditions like this. You'd think running north and south would probably be what most coaches would be prioritizing at the moment. But Oakville sees something. They think they can get that edge. They got some speed, clearly. But Bell is doing a great job getting hats to the ball and sniffing it out. So we're back to the Bell Warriors. Let's see if we can break this deadlock. We got 2.5 minutes left in this here second quarter. Bell is up. Looks like we got number 24 back in at running back. Looks like we're going back to the smaller guy. And we're going to see what we got here.
I mean, both defenses just holding tough. None of the backs can find that little seam to get going.
And when they do, maybe it's one play every few. We've seen a couple first down scores through, and 13 yards here and there. But next time around, they've been getting stopped. So here we go. We're back to the inside zone and met immediately by the Oakville defense. And look at all that black in the backfield. That's about 5 or 6 jerseys on the other side of the line of scrimmage. That's great defense.
Yeah. So like you said, now they've gone back to the big fullback and the smaller tailback, and he's leading up through the pipe, but he completely misses the backer. And what a great play! What a great play! He just came to nothing doing.
And for those watching at home, run blocking it's arithmetic a lot of the time. It's doing math. You got to, the whole offensive line, any receivers, any tight ends, have to know where does our count start? Who do we start? Who's the point of attack? Who do we count as number 1? And it looked like they might have just missed the count. But it's not easy. A lot changes. 94 is out to the left. Looks like we got a little hitch screen here with a big fullback blocking. Can we break one tackle? Oh, that's a great open field tackle by that halfback in black. But got to love the play call, mixing up a little bit and getting the ball in your playmaker's hand.
Yeah, they really are just mixing up. I mean, I really like the play call too. I like them trying to do it because they got their big guy out here making a block. He catches it clean. It's great. But now when you got inside pursuit from that defense coming out and making a play, that's really, really special. That's really good defense. I'm really impressed with with how these guys are tackling. Fundamentally, it's really, really good defenses on both sides.
Absolutely. And great angles, too. Like, there's a lot of space out there. Even while we're playing, sideline to far hash, that's still, over 40 yards of width. Down there to the boundary where he caught that ball is about 8 or 9 yards from the sideline. There's a lot of room for number 2 to go, and just a great angle to that inside hip. Nice little hawk roll, it looked like tackle, and wrapped him up and brought him down. That's tough. That's really tough to do as defense. Back in my day, I'm saying it now. Oh no! Back in my day at Carleton,
now you're old, mate.
back in my day at Carleton, we used to run those hitches to the boundary.
Yep.
5, 6, 7 times a game because you're gonna have one receiver blocking, which they did. They brought their fullback out, and there's gonna be 2 defensive backs, but you like that feeling. You like that idea of 1 defensive back in all this space trying to make a play on a receiver. So great defense once again, and now Oakville's ball to start off 1st and 10. Number 27 is going up the middle. He's trying to cut back, but again, we got the Bell D line and a linebacker filling in, stopping that for a gain of 1.
Yeah, that Bell, both fronts, but in particular that time Bell's defensive front, they're just penetrating and getting in there, likely getting into gaps because you don't want to give the 27. You don't want to give him a full head of steam anyway. He gets a little bit of a crack. I'll bet you we'll see how fast he really is if he gets into the secondary.
Absolutely. And you can tell that he's a great runner. Even just the little stuff. It's obviously the footing is tough right now, but the vision to be able to get from front side B gap and wind that thing all the way back, and some of the cuts we've seen him make is a testament to what he can do. And now they're handing off number 64 off tackle left. So one of their better gains over the last couple drives here for a gain of about 4, and that's going to make it 3rd and 5.
See what I liked about that run is that as soon as he got the ball, he didn't break stride. There was nothing chopping. Watch him go. He just keeps going north. And when you keep going north, and like you said earlier, move your feet. We talk about it all the time. You get north, it's a lot easier to break tackles when you're getting north and you're moving your feet.
Absolutely. Whole lot harder to bring somebody down who's running with a full head of steam versus someone trying to change directions. So they're right back to 64. So Bell gets there early. Our big fullback, number 94, gets there early, who's now playing defensive line, cuts that off, makes him cut back. 87 and 64 there to fill the hole, and that is it for the drive. That is a turnover on downs, and the defensive showdown continues.
And that was 3rd down, so now it's going to be 1st down going the other way. And again, it's the defensive lines that are really, really coming up and playing an important role in how the flow of this game is happening now.
So we got about a minute left, 1 minute and 2 seconds left on the clock for Bell to try to go break this deadlock. Vegas is setting the odds of this going 0-0 at a half at about +1 or -1,000. But we got hope in our guys in yellow here to see what they can do. We're back now. We're under center. There's actually only one back in the backfield. Oh, and it's a jet sweep. One they didn't see coming. It looks like number 2's got a body on a body. But that's a great play by the deep defender, shedding his block and wrapping him up. But that's still a solid gain of 8.
Now they changed their quarterback too. Now they're putting their fullback in at quarterback. And that again was another look at jet sweep, almost like that counter from the slot. Coming the other way in motion, there he goes, gives it to him. And they brought the lead block on the backside to try to fool somebody. And there he is. And again, a great play by the defensive back. Number 2 was on him, blocking him good too. That's a good play. All around, really good play.
Absolutely. Number 30, I believe, is the one who had the interception earlier. He's making a nice game for himself, making some tackles on the jet sweep, getting an interception here or there. And 87's under center. 87 fakes it to 45, hands it off to the big man who's rumbling upfield, and we're seeing him run. We're seeing him turn his legs, and that is a big gain of about 10 yards. That's 1st down. It's one of the biggest, most explosive plays so far for Bell. And it's a 1st down with 27 seconds to go.
So they gave us the exact same play they just ran, only now they gave it to him because I just mentioned before, they brought him up to lead block and faked it. Now they gave it to him. Look at the run. You better get low and you better hope for some help from your friends.
And you see a little bit of hesitation from a few of the Oakville defenders, and credits to them. They still swarmed. But, that's the difference when you have someone of that size able to run the ball. 87's going to keep it himself. Hands it off late to 45. Looks like potentially, and a great fill by Oakville. But again, another good run by Bell. Well, 6 yards later, 8.7 seconds left on the clock. Let's see if Bell can make some magic happen here.
Yeah, it looked like another play off of that sequence of that look that they have. Now 87 just going, and he's got his buddy beside him here. Now you take it, I'll go block for you. And off they go, and I don't think they were anticipating such a great open field tackle.
No, absolutely not. That might look like one of the cases of 87 hasn't necessarily done as many of the handoffs as the starting quarterback has. So right. He might have missed that one, taking the wrong step, and then tried to fix it later, which he did. So this is the last play of the half. Last play of the half for the Bell Warriors. Let's see if they got anything in the bag of tricks to try to get some points to finish this thing off. 87 takes it. Just give me a quarterback sweep left. 11's in pursuit. He's running upfield. He's still got his feet. He's still running. Oh, and it's a great run to end the half and potentially some positive momentum for the Bell Warriors.
Yeah, that's just one of those things. Let's just see if we can do it. You know, he probably wants to get upfield quickly, but thing is, with the big guys getting the ball like that, you're not fooling anybody. You're not fooling anybody. It's not like you're trying to quarterback sneak with a smaller running back or a quarterback. You're not fooling anybody. That's a big dude that's got the ball.
Awesome. So there we have it. We're 0-0 in a defensive battle. Lots of running the football. Lots of great defensive plays. Some big hits as well. And that's a great first half, Jeff.
Yeah, exactly what we would think it would happen, right? Because they're running the ball hard. The game is being won in the trenches. Both D lines are playing real good. The edge play is unbelievable. And fundamentally, the tackling and the blocking is really, really impressive.
Absolutely. So it's been a great first half here. The OFFL final between Oakville and Bell. We can't wait for the second half, and we'll be back for more. We are back for the second half between the Oakville Titans and the Bell Warriors. We've had a defensive battle so far, Jeff. Looks like Bell's going to get the ball. What are you expecting out of the second half? What are you looking forward to? What do you think is going to break the stalemate?
I think that someone's going to end up just finding a crease. Someone's going to get one of these running backs. It can be one of the big dudes that Bell has. Somebody's going to break one and go. We also need to see if the field gets flipped. The game's played between the 40 and the 40 pretty much. Nobody's had the ball down deep other than the start of the game, and that's going to be a difference maker. I think we need to see the field flipped a little bit.
Absolutely. So we're off. We're got a kick downfield from Oakville. Bell is off and running. Oh, it's a great open field move. Still got his feet. That's a great return. It's a great 20 yards or so. It's getting the ball. It's still to minus 50, but they're very close to midfield. We might get to see that field flipped nice and early here.
Yeah, well, he brought it back to where we were just talking, right? Let's start at the middle of the field and let's see what we got, guys.
Absolutely.
On both sides of the ball. Let's see where we're going to go from here.
And sometimes offenses are like sharks. They gotta be able to smell the end zone to kind of kick it into get that killer instinct going. Sorry. So maybe being a little bit closer, they can start to smell a little bit of that blood. The pot of gold that's in the end zone there, and gets everybody a little more jacked up. Those blocks are easier to hold for a second, and those tackles are a little bit easier to break. So here we are with 1st and 10 for the Bell Warriors. 87 is still in at quarterback. We got a lone running back in the backfield. That's number 94. 45 is in motion. We got a fumbled snap once more, and it looks like Oakville might have it, and that is not what the Bell Warriors wanted in their half.
No, that's exactly what they didn't want. They got a good return. They started with the ball midfield. It looked like it was a bit of a bobble snap. I can see the ref taking the ball from each team. So if they're not switching up balls on their end, then it's going to get slippery. And maybe that's just a ball that was a little bit too wet, a little bit too cold, and the exchange just didn't happen. Now Oakville's got a great opportunity.
Without a doubt. They're in plus territory here. And number 87, again, who's not their starting quarterback. Things might have changed a little bit for him. And, you don't get those extra 20, 30, 40 snaps in the week. I've been under center there in crunch time, and it's not always easy. The quarterback center exchange is tough, and the reason it always looks so easy on TV is because they've done it tens of thousands of times. But here we are, 1st down. Number 27 trying to stretch it and break a tackle. Oh, but there he is. Isaac Landon is in the backfield. He's in the backfield on offense, and he's in the backfield on defense. And that's a loss of 3 on 1st down.
Yeah, he's just all over the place on the field here. And they just tried to get the ball to 27 again to get upfield, and he was having nothing doing.
And again, you're starting to see some of the shiftiness. You see some of the talent that 27 has, but without any room to go and let that talent grow into, it's tough as a running back. I mean, you could be Barry Sanders out there, and if you're getting hit 3 yards in the backfield every single snap, I mean, maybe if Barry was in his prime, he might make it happen out here. But that might be one of one. It's tough to win as a running back without the blocking in front of you.
Yeah, those of us that are listening or that are here that are old enough to remember Barry, I mean, we've seen him shed guys 4 yards deep into the backfield, right? But the footing is probably not getting a lot better because the field, we can look around and some of the field's just never been stepped on, really, and it's not really warm out. So earlier when the Tykes were playing on the field, the sun was on it, it was a little bit slushy. Now it's gotten a little bit colder, so it's probably a little bit crunchier, and it's slippery. Like, there are patches of ice out there, so it's really tough to get your footing.
Absolutely. It's circa, I want to say, 2018 Grey Cup. It was Ottawa versus Calgary. I was actually in Edmonton Elk at the time, and we didn't make the playoffs, so the CFL didn't send anybody to take care of the field. And so in the 4 weeks of playoff time, it rained, it snowed, it froze, it melted. All of a sudden, Grey Cup time comes, and they try to clean that thing off. And some of my Red Blacks teammates now were there playing live in that game, and it was just no dice. Here we are. We're going to sprint out right. They get the ball quickly into number 27's hand. That's a great way to get your running back involved in space with the flat route. He makes the catch, gets upfield for about 5 yards, and there's a nice wrinkle. They missed that play earlier. What do you think?
Well, they really like this half sprint action. And again, they get the edge guy blocked, which is nice. They get the back out to the flat. He catches the football, get 3 or 4 yards. Great play. Nice play.
It's a great knife as well by number 27. Catches the ball, gets upfield right away. Even when you're going to get tackled early, if you can make that play, if you can catch that ball and get upfield right away, that goes from a 4-yard gain all the way to a 6. And granted, it's not enough for the 1st down, but those are the little things that make all the difference. As you grow up in football, as you get to the higher and higher levels, being able to go from 2nd and 7 to 2nd and 4 is a world of difference as an offense. So it's a great play, not enough for the 1st down, but again, we're seeing some life, we're seeing some completions, and now Bell has the ball trying to respond.
And we're starting to see them now take the option of the punt yardage as opposed to going for it on 3rd down. So the ball's moving a little bit here, which is kind of good. Hopefully it'll pay off for somebody.
Absolutely. One of the biggest things also, for people watching at home, one of the biggest differences between the Canadian game and the American game. Oh, with 87 taking the quarterback keeper, he gets outside. There's a flag down early. Let's see if that's an offside. But it's a nice quarterback sweep. Looks like he's got about 7 or 8 yards on first down. Back to the point, one of the biggest things in the Canadian game is the battle of field position. In the American game, so often, with a smaller field, it's more narrow. Punters with big legs are important, but with that extra down, you're not always going to get somebody 2 and out or 3 and out. So in Canada, it's so vital to take 25 yards, get a stop. Hopefully you get 10 yards. And it's this chess game where you're moving pieces back and forth, hoping to get closer and closer and closer, not always in one possession, but over the course of a half or a quarter, etc.
You're right, because with American football, a punter can change the field. I mean, he can flip it on his own. It's a little bit different up here in Canada.
Absolutely. So here we are. We are 1st and 5 looking offside on Oakville. 1st and 5, 87's under center. We got 45 in motion. You get a jet sweep outside, but it's stopped and snuffed out early, and that is going to be a loss of 1 on the play.
And there you have, again, there's the edge play that we keep talking about, right? They're wanting to get outside, like Oakville's been trying to do, and now they just haven't. We're going to see it here. Watch him get up here. Watch, he's going to get up the field. 44. There's the edge play. He's getting blocked outside, and he tries to cut up inside, but there's nothing to do. That's a great play by number 44.
Without a doubt. And there is no level of football from here all the way to, the Hall of Fame, where a reach block, isolated one-on-one, is an easy play. So that outside offensive lineman or the tight end who's trying to make that block, that's not easy anywhere in football, and you see it there. So it's 2nd and 6. Big number 94 is up the middle. Looks like a strong run of about 5. He's going to be short of a first down, but 3rd and very short.
Another tough run. Now 3rd and short. I don't think of all times now they're gonna go for the yards on a punt. They're gonna go for it on 3rd and short for sure.
Without a doubt. And if I were a betting man, this thing is either staying in number 87's hands as the quarterback, or it is going to big 94, big Isaac Landon right at the gut. Let's see what we got. We got 2 wide receivers split out. We got a wing on the right side. 87 is under center. Let's take the snap. And here we are on 3rd down. We got a quarterback sneak. There we go. We got the old rugby scrum forward. 87 is still running. Tuck that ball away, young man. But that is a great push, great call, coach. And that is enough for a first down.
That's great yardage on 3rd and 1. He got about 5 or 6 yards. That's a great call on any down. And here he is. He just keeps moving his feet. Like you said, you're praying for him to hold on to the ball. He held on to the ball. He's a big dude to get down. Without
a doubt. Interestingly enough, it's taken over 100 years or so for the NFL to figure it out. But that play, that formation, that set right there is something that we just started to see this year with really the Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts, where they would start to move a tight end right behind him and just say, hey, there's no rule against me pushing my own guy from behind. You can't pull your own player. You can't turn your back, but you can push. And so we've started to see this rugby scrum start on 3rd and 2nd and 4th and short, and it's because of plays just like that. Number 94, once again, for the size of him, it's pretty incredible how much he's keeping his feet moving and lifting them up out of those ankle tackles and falling forward every single time. That one right there is a gain of about 4.
Yeah, we might start to see that maybe Oakville's defense might say, holy gosh, not again. I mean, here he comes. He's got some good momentum in the second half thus far. Quarterback sneak, and now 3 or 4 yards on first down.
If anybody is a Tennessee Titans fan here, it's probably not because it's just me in the world. That reminds you a little bit of Derrick Henry as the game gets going. You have big King Henry. Oh, no. 87 off script to the max. A little bit of a botched exchange between number 87 and the receiver on the jet sweep. But 87, hey, he's alive, he's well. Gabriel Douglas is saying, we're playing football. I'm not going to let a little bit of a hiccup stop this play.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good thing that they bumped into each other because that play would have been a 3-yard loss. A great job actually holding on to the football and having the mindset to just turn around and say, I might as well run. And now look at this. Here they are, first down.
Without a doubt. And it'll never, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, the quarterback, running back, quarterback-receiver exchange is one of the most taken for granted aspects of all of football. It is not easy to get that thing perfect every single time. We've seen it time and time again. Here we are on first down. The fake jet sweep right at the middle, number 94. He's going to keep running through the tackles, And here he is. That's going to be a gain of about 6 or 7 on first down. Right up the gut. We're seeing this defense start to split. Here we are.
Yeah, we've been talking about how important the edge play is, right? The guys are getting the feel for the edge play. Now they're saying, well, if we're going to take the edge play, now we're going to come up the pipe a little bit, and that's worked the last couple of plays. We saw since the quarterback sneak down up the middle, it's worked the last couple of plays.
Without a doubt. And the fact that they've got a couple yards on the outside, whether it's a quarterback sweep or the jet sweep, looks like they've been moving the linebackers of Oakville a little bit. So when they send that action across, they send a guy flying across, they're just looking, they're watching it for just a second. That dummy is working. And now we're going right back to the quarterback sweep here. Can number 87 get outside? He breaks one tackle, he makes him miss. He's got enough for the first down. It looks like it's about an 8-yard scamper or 7-yard scamper on second down. First down, Bell Warriors. And Jeff, we have a drive.
We have a drive, and we have them getting downfield, which is nice. And again, it's like they're listening to us over there because we just talked about the edge play. They're like, okay, we'll show you. We'll get the edge. Now look, he gets the edge, gets downfield, keeps moving. If he'd had maybe 3 more yards, he might still be running.
Without a doubt. It's a great job by number 87 as well because Oakville had an unblocked, it looked like a defensive back coming out of the sky. He did what we call stair-stepping. It means he got up vertically, ran straight at the guy for just enough time that he stopped his feet before he bounced back outside and gained himself another 3 or 4 yards. Great play for the first down, and Bell is back under center for first down. Oh, the botch snap once more. Oh, Bell got it back. Yeah, that looked like a worm burner, as they say. That ball never got itself off the ground, but 87 did a great job. Gabriel did a great job of finding it and falling on it. Now they're behind the sticks.
And that's going to happen because this is a long drive. They've had the ball for quite a few plays. It's a long drive. I don't see the officials or anybody out there with a towel wiping the ball off, so I'll bet you it's really slick out there. Even with or without gloves, that ball's going to be slick.
It's a great call, Jeff. Absolutely, yeah. There's no towel guy out there keeping that thing dry. Usually, I think at this level, that's often synthetic leathers as well. Sometimes those leather footballs, they'll be okay in the wet, but as soon as you get to those synthetic ones, it's tough. Quarterback's back outside. Gabriel's back outside. Oh, it looks like it's going to be a late hit as well. It's hacked on the end after a gain of about 5. Let's wait to see the call.
Again, they got outside on the edge on that play. Not much of a gain, but it was probably 4 or 5 yards.
Without a doubt.
And I think that we're going to have a late hit on the far sideline.
Oh, we got to do the... We're waiting on Mr. Referee here.
It looks like they're coming the other way.
And the hush comes over the crowd as we wait and see. Oh, it's going to be a block in the back from Bell. And we're actually going to be moving backwards now. So that gain of 5 is wiped out. And we were behind the sticks. And now we are behind the sticks in Renfrew. So we are all the way away. This is a long second down. We got about 2nd and 20-something. Second and about Nate's age here from getting the first down. Bell's back on offense.
Penalty flipped the field for us that time.
There you go. That's not what Bell wants after this because, again, we talked about field position in Canadian football. Even if you don't score points on a drive that was as long as this one has been, you at least can flip the field. But we got big Isaac Landon saying, give me a penalty. Watch what I'll do after. That's a big second down run for about 7 yards for number 94.
Yeah, you know what? He is not getting tired. It doesn't look like he's getting tired. I mean, Bell traditionally through NCAFA is a very, very tough team at any level. It's a tough program, tough club. They've got big kids, and he's not going to stop running now that the game's getting long in the tooth. He's going to, if anything, he's going to run harder, and he's showing us he's running harder. He's not tired.
No, without a doubt. And so on 3rd and a mile, they are going to take the yards, flip that 25. I'm sure coach over there is not the happiest with that penalty call. It's a tough one, but they did do a great job that drive of saying, let's get out of the shadow of our goalposts. Let's put a little pressure on Oakville. And a great drive, I think it was about 4 or 5 first downs. Now the punt. Defense can make a big stop, and all of a sudden, they're right back where they want to be threatening to score. So Oakville's under center. They got split backs in the backfield. Oh, a little split zone, 27 up the middle. And again, they are filling the holes so well, the Bell Warriors. They are on first down for a gain of about 2.
Yeah, when the D-line kind of gave him some daylight, the linebackers filled very, very nicely, and he only got a couple of yards there.
Absolutely. Some wrinkles though by Oakville. We've seen a couple different times they've run some plays off one another. We saw the reverse to the double reverse to the fake double reverse. We saw their sprint action with the go route, with the post route, with the flat route. So it's really fun to see some of the offensive creativity here with these young kids with 9-a-side football. Because right now we got a split backfield here. You see two tailbacks next to each other. A lot you can do with that. So they're going outside zone here with a lead blocker. 64 sees a hole, cuts it back inside. It's a gain of about 3.5 yards to set up third and a short 5, it looks like. We'll see what they elect to do.
Yeah, you're right. That's a great point because now that's a formation I don't think we've seen yet. We haven't seen it yet, so that's probably going to do some things for them to hopefully get Bell offline a little bit as opposed to their formations and that half sprint I really like that they run also.
Absolutely. And there we are. We're seeing the importance of this field position. Oakville could feel the pressure building a little bit. You got your end zone behind you. They say, let's take the yards. Let's elect a punt here. And they're going to move that ball up 25 yards, and Bell is back on offense. So that's exactly what Bell wanted. That's why they took it. They're back they're still in plus territory. They're on offense. I think they go back to the run this drive.
I think they're going to go back to the run, and I'm thinking on either side, somebody's going to run for a long time and score. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking someone's going to find the seam. Maybe it'll be the big backs that Bell has just to keep a stride going, and nobody can tackle him.
We got to switch back at quarterback, so I think the coach is a little, whether it was planned or the quarterback center exchange was too much for him. They've switched back. We're going inside zone to start this drive off. A loss of 2 for number 24. It was tough. Oakville was all over that one. They did not want Massimo to have any space to run. And second down and 12.
Nope. They're gonna play defense, and I like that play. I'm not sure if we're going to see the replay, but on that play, you're talking about creativity on Oakville's part. On Bell's part now, it looked like they pulled the guard and had the kick-out block for the back to come up inside. That's really good for Mosquito football. Yeah. Like that's really, really coaches teaching kids how to fundamentally be good football players, because you see it in the pros, you see it everywhere, and that's coaches taking the athleticism of the big guys. Yeah. Like those are the big guys that pull, and you have to be athletic to do that sort of thing. You got to get your feet above you, you got to have them under you got to have leverage, you got to get your hands up, you got to do all sorts of things to be able to do that. To do it at this age, I mean, both these teams I think are very well coached and fundamentally really, really sound.
110%. I'll never forget, being fortunate enough to get to coach some all-star games here in the city, especially with my time at Carleton. These kids are capable of just about anything you put in front of them if you can sort of speak their language. And I think that's a great testament to these coaches being able to sort of talk to them the right way, instill some complex systems in. And there we go. We're deep to pass. And that was quite a play design. They pulled the guard there away and then rolled away from it. That's some pretty fun stuff right there.
That's the same play that they just ran. They gave it some play action. Watch, he's going to pull here. Watch, he's going to pull. He gets up. And here he goes. He pulls the other side like we're going to run over there again. But no, here's the play action pass. Almost gets intercepted. If he gets a little air under that to there, that might have been the big man we were waiting for to get running down the field after catching the ball in the flat there.
And they got a lot of what they wanted, because the cornerback over there, who should have been in coverage, saw the action, started sprinting towards the quarterback, and they got him. They got him to bite. But again, that takes time away from the quarterback. It's a tough thing to get your head around and throw a dot, especially in conditions like this. You made a great point. That ball is, if not freezing cold, it might be freezing cold and wet. So it's not fun to throw. I ask anybody at home, go grab a football, pour it into the sink, put some water on it, and then go try to throw a 20-yard dot.
Leave it outside for half an hour.
Yeah, exactly. And then go film yourself and put it on YouTube or whatever, and see how it looks for you. So they took the yards there on the punt. We're back to Oakville. They got an I formation. Number 60, the ball's on the ground. 27 falls right on it. It's going to be a modest loss of about 2 yards. But again, they're behind the sticks, which makes this strong rushing attack harder and harder to continue to rely on. Second down for Oakville.
Yeah, I think it's getting. I just saw some of the Oakville players with a coach, I think, just running down the sideline there just to get warmed up. We're warm up here in the booth. We're lucky to be up here. But those guys, I think it's getting a little bit cooler down there, and that's affecting the ball. Ball's getting wet. Ball's getting hard. A lot harder to handle, because we've seen a couple of miscues the last little bit.
Without a doubt. And the tack on footballs just disappears as it gets cold and wet. And the same with your gloves. I mean, I know a lot of old school people like to look at our gloves and say that we're always just cheating and stuff, but hey, you put a little moisture and cold on there, and those things do not do anything at all. So we're back to the inside zone. First level he clears, but again, that second level of defenders is there in no time. They're going to back to the original line of scrimmage for 3rd and 10. And as the third quarter winds down, we got 2 seconds left in the third quarter. Looks like Oakville is going to elect to take the yards on the punt once more. Give the ball back to Bell, who I believe will still be in plus territory to end the third quarter here.
Yeah, I mean, we're essentially where we've been the whole game, between the 45s. And I'm going to go on a limb. I think that someone's going to break one. Someone's going to find a crease or a seam. And the linebackers and the defense for Bell have been great at holding their feet. We haven't seen anybody slip and slide so much. It's the ball carriers that are having issues with the footing. But these guys filling, there's no problem with them filling.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the last play of the third quarter here, we've got Bell under center. We got Gabriel back at quarterback. So we'll keep an eye on the exchange. We've got a quarterback sweep to start things off here. And it's a great play by number 64 on Oakville, getting outside, getting his hands on the quarterback, and holding that up for a loss of about 3 yards to end the third quarter.
Yeah, there's the edge play again, right? They tried, instead of busting up in the middle, they tried to get the edge, and they just couldn't get it. I mean, the edge play's been great. Linebackers are filling. D-line is doing great. The offense line's pushing everybody around, and this is what you get. You know, this is what you get when you have that happen.
You get some good old November football. It is -2, -3 degrees here. There is snow on the ground. There's ice on the ground. We got kids having to jog around on the sideline to stay warm. It sounds like it's November. It sounds like it's football season. And that's why we got the OFFL championships right here with Oakville U12, Bell U12 in CAFA's B Cup champions in a 0-0 defensive battle, a gridlock. Going into the fourth quarter, Bell's got the wind. I know we've been saying it, but it's, what do they say on NFL Red Zone? It's the witching hour,
Yeah.
where wins become losses. So here we go. Bell Warriors are up. For second and long, handing it right up the middle. Number 94 is still running. He's still running. That is 9 solid yards. Third down is coming up. And what a great play to start the fourth quarter.
Yeah, so what do you do now if you're Bell, Nate? Like, look where the ball is. Do you just try to get down there and kind of start thinking field position? Or, do you go edge play and maybe you get stopped, you go up the pipe and have those linebackers fill, and, they're put in a tough spot. I mean, the other good thing is that these guys have never seen each other before.
Yeah.
Usually when you play in the CAF in the city here, you see each other. So it's like, I know how Bell does. They give the ball to the big guy, and they do also. They've never seen each other.
Absolutely. So let's see if Bell's got a little trickery, because it's a long 4 yards, bordering on 5. 87's coming out to the edge. There's pressure right at the gut right away, but a strong stiff arm gets him some space. Oh, and it looks like he gets escorted out of bounds by number 2, the cornerback for Oakville, just short of the line to gain. So they went for the edge, almost had it, but just short.
And he couldn't cut back either because they had pressure on him from the backside too. That their pursuit of both these defenses is absolutely very, very impressive. They just guessed wrong. Maybe they should have went up the middle that time. They guessed wrong because the edge play was strong.
And they might have been one block away there. Whether it was the guy who seemed to be running up the middle, kind of free, that slowed the quarterback down. It slowed Gabriel down. You have to take a second to get free, or it's whoever's on the outside trying to block number 2. That's how it works in football. You could have 12 people. If you're in the older divisions, you could have 11 if you're in America. You could have 9 if you're in this division here. If one person misses their job, it's so hard to execute as an offense. It's really why it's the ultimate team game. So we're 1st and 10 for Oakville. Here we go. We got an inside zone here. 27 is met immediately once again and tackled in the backfield for a loss of 1.
I'll tell you, I talk about just one seam and just one miss. If he doesn't get tackled here, I think he's gone. If we watch him, he's going to get the handoff. He's going to get north. He's not going to stutter. Watch him go. Here he goes. He gets hit. There he goes. If that play isn't made, that tackle's not made, he's got a blocker downfield. He might still be running.
He might still have the edge.
He might still be running.
You're absolutely right. He's running all the way into athletics over there at Carleton. He's going to go hit a set of bench press.
So and you can find your locker room.
There you go. He's going to go see the Ravens locker room, get himself a hot cocoa, and get out of here. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So it's 2nd and 11 right now. Oakville has struggled. We've seen some dynamic plays out of their offense, out of the receiving game, out of the running game. Let's see what they got here. They're rolling out. Looks like they're going to roll out left. They got the jet sweep once again. But number 55 on Bell, what a great angle. Just misses the tackle. Oh, and some quick, nice feet on the sidelines by number 95. Looks like he saved a couple yards there. Got himself about 3 or 4 yards. But again, Bell's there.
Yeah, and there's the jet sweep we've seen 3 or 4 times today already. Now, what do you think? Do they have something off of that? Is that what they're trying to set up now? They might flip the field. They might punt here. Yeah, they're gonna go and just punt for yards, which is probably a real good thing to do.
Yeah,
this 3rd and long.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and you're right. We've seen a couple small wrinkles, right? Like we've seen the double reverse, we've seen the fake double reverse. But what's that next one? Do they have the fourth ace up their sleeve to make Bell pay for sniffing out that jet sweep so early? You think there's got to be something over there. Coach has got a whiteboard, I'm sure. They got to find a way because their inside zone plays aren't working, their jet sweeps aren't working anymore. And they got to find some life here with this offense, or else Bell is going to just continue to, hopefully gain some first downs, flip this field, and go down to eventually get 7 they need in the next 9 minutes and 33 seconds. So first down for Bell. We're going to change the quarterback once again. Number 87's back at tailback. Then he drops the ball. The ball is out. Gabriel Douglas puts the ball on the ground at the second level. Oakville's got it, and for their anemic offense, this might be just what they need.
This might be what they need. I mean, give them a spark. Now, going back to the jet sweep look and stuff, I think maybe in your CFL playbook, let's see what happened here first. He just fumbles the football, right? I mean, he gets there. He's a hard one. I mean, you're never going to, he's just trying to get away from guys. That's going to happen. Now, in your CFL playbook, you see that jet sweep, see the reverse, see all that stuff. Would you go like with this backside screen or something? You got flow going one way and go to a backside screen.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things you could do. You need to be, a backside screen if you feel like those linebackers are chasing it too far. One of the other big things you could do is if the defensive backs are following the guys getting the ball, you can actually bring receivers from the front side and then lead them all the way back across in sort of those deep drag routes or deep climb routes and see if you can take a big shot over the top, which might get you free. There's a lot you can do. There's a lot of wrinkles you can do.
Little tight end coming across.
Exactly. Little tight end throwback, tight end wheel, all those good things you can do. It depends on who's, one of the big things at that level is depends on who's breaking the rules. Which player is not doing what they should be doing. And then you take advantage of that in a lot of different ways. So here we are. Modest gain on first down. Looks like we got just back to the line of scrimmage. And it's second down. A huge play for the defensive backfield of Bell here because they got to hold up their offense. They can't let that turnover, flip this game for them. And here we go on second down. Inside zone carried at number 27. And there he is. Gabriel saying, hey, I might have made a mistake on offense, but I'm going to make up for it on defense right there on second down.
Yeah, these guys up front are just real hard to get blocked sometimes. And when they do, the linebackers are filling. So where we get a shortcoming, at one side, and not even a shortcoming, the linebackers doing such a great job filling. And once again, they're going to take the yards on the punt, which I think is a real good thing to do.
Absolutely. Here we go. It's a defensive football at its finest. We're playing field position. And so as we talked about a little bit earlier, we're kind of seeing it play out now. This is a textbook-like example here if we were sitting in a classroom. Oakville, they're not doing great on offense, but the defense is playing really well. So every single time they can gain an extra 10 or so yards, whether it's a turnover, whether it's a first down, and then they punt, if they stop them now, look where this ball is. Earlier we were playing all in the plus territory for Bell. So Bell was, when I say plus territory, I mean on the other side of the 50, on the other side of the 55, sorry. But after a couple drives, a couple turnovers, all these different things, you start to see how the ball's inching its way closer. So if Oakville defense can make a stop here, that's Canadian football all the way through. That's good possession football. Here we go. First down, ISO, right up the middle to number 87, trying to go off tackle. Gang tackled by Oakville. They're ripping for that ball. They smell blood in the water.
That's exactly it. I mean, this is, I totally agree. This is a big stand for their defense. But we need an offensive play. Mm-hmm. Somebody's got to find a seam, a crack. Somebody's got to break a couple tackles. Or, I don't want it to come to a DB or a linebacker falling down.
Yeah.
I want to see someone earn it, because they've been working so hard all game. Both these offenses have been working and fighting for yards. I'd like to see it that way. I don't want to see a miscue or someone fall down. I want to see him earn it.
Absolutely. And let's not hide the bias here. We're both offensive guys up here in the booth calling this game. So we want to see the offensive guys make something happen and win this football game. There's enough of these defensive guys. We can call their names too much. Here we go. We got a fullback dive right up the middle. Number 94 is turning his feet. He's spinning. He is rumbling, and he is finishing his runs. That's a huge play on second down because now they're in the territory where they can discuss going for it. They can think about going for it here on about 3rd and 3 it's going to look like.
So do you, Nate?
I think at this point, you do it. We're in the final.
Yep.
You want to put some hope in your guys. You want to let them know that you trust them. They've failed a couple times, which is tough. I'm sure it's weighing on coach's mind a little bit here. They've had a couple of these 3rd and mediums not go their way. But I love it. Just you look at your guys and say, hey, I trust you.
Yep.
Put 2 hands on the football and run like your life depends on it and see what happens. So we'll see where they go.
I mean, some of these big backs, they fall down and they get 3 yards.
Exactly. So I think this might be this is either going to Landon or Douglas. Let's see what it is. We're going ISO to Douglas, right at the middle. Oh, and he looks like he's met. Oh, but he's still running. He's turning his feet. And that is football. That is championship level football right there. He's met at the line of scrimmage and still finishes for a first down.
Now they made the call at first down. You see, none of those big guys that Bell has is getting tired, and that's a real testament to these kids on both sides of the ball. I mean, you got the defense; they got to tackle these big guys, and they're not backing down, and they're gaining a head of steam. And this is going to be a real great finish. 5.5 minutes to go.
Absolutely, and it's important to note too that almost all these kids, I know both those feature backs in the backfield go both ways. They're not like the softies like us in the CFL who just sit on the sideline and drink Gatorade in between and eat snacks and talk about our days. They're playing both ways. They're making tackles. They're running the football. Number 94 is saying, I will not be tackled. He's turning his feet. He's holding the ball with 2 hands. He will not be taken down. He said, I want to go win myself a championship. And 14 yards later, that's a first down, but there is a flag on the play.
What a great run from a kid that's been going both ways all game, and that looks like that was the first play of the game.
It did.
That looked like his first play of the game. Look what I'm going to do all day. And here we are, 5 minutes to go, and he's still rumbling and tumbling and getting downfield. And that's great because his effort was worth it. The penalty was not against them. So now, look where they are. They're on the other side of the field.
They're back into plus territory where we started this half with 4 minutes and 45 seconds to go. Bell Warriors are starting to churn. Their feet are moving. Oakville's might be slowing down just a little bit, and they're trying to win themselves a game right here. We got a I formation in the backfield. We're going lead right. Number 11 gets in the backfield early. Great play by Gabriel to at least shed that tackle and gain themselves a yard and a half. And again, 2nd and 8 is a world different than 2nd and 12.
Yeah, and again, like, what a great run. What a great job by the defense. These are just warriors going at it. All game. I mean, I think it's a real compliment and testament to these kids and their coaches, because here you are, it's cold, conditions aren't ideal, the field is not ideal, and you couldn't tell. And if you were just listening to us, it's green field, grass is nice, grip is nice, ball's great. It's not. And they are doing a great job.
Without a doubt. We're back in I formation. We got 2 tight ends wide out to the right. Quarterback's under center. Looks like there's an offside there by Oakville. Number 94, hey, for one of the first times all day, Oakville defense stops him dead at the line of scrimmage. That's a great play by, I believe, number 58 on Oakville. Kind of going low, waiting for his buddies to come and finish the play. And that's we're going to be about 3rd and 8, but there was a there was a flag on the play. And it looks like it's going to be a Bell.
Yeah, they were offside. Oakville was offside.
So we're now moving up. It's going to be 2nd and 4 here.
They just can't get to real short yardage, eh? But I'll tell you, I hear they come.
Yep.
I mean, they break the huddle. It's like, okay, let's buckle up. We've been doing it. We've been doing it a long time. Let's finish.
Absolutely.
Let's finish.
This is Mike Tyson-esque. I don't need to. There might be an offside there on Bell, and maybe giving the yards right back. Oh no, I'm actually wondering, Jeff, if they tried a little bit of a hard count there, because Oakville's been getting off the ball really quickly. We've now seen them get them a couple times offside. I'm wondering if maybe Bell, got together, did a huddle on the sideline and said, let's try going on 2 a couple times here, and maybe it bit them in the backside that time.
Yeah, and sometimes with the kids at the younger ages, when you want to draw somebody offside, sometimes it's best to say, listen, just nobody move at all.
Yeah.
And we're not going to take a time count, because I'll call a timeout before that happens, but just try the hard, just don't move, let them move. And then if they don't, you end up calling a timeout. You regroup, not a bad time, 3.5 to go. Absolutely. This is going to be a great finish. We might want to find out what the overtime rules here are in the cafe here. I know provincially the rules are a little bit different.
Right. So here we are. We're 2nd and 8. Hand off at the middle. We're going fullback dive. Number 94, he is not being tackled. Oh, he's running, but look at the gang tackling by Oakville. That is commitment in all phases. What a phenomenal job. Isaac's fighting. He's fighting with everything he's got. But gang tackling, strong defense that is committed to the cause is going to always win out in these situations. So it's 3rd and long. Looks like Oakville's going to it looks like Bell is going to take the yards and stick them deep. So we're seeing the field position battle play out the other direction here. Oakville's back on offense, 1st and 10. getting close to the shadow of their own goalpost. If Bell can make a big defensive stop here, they'll hopefully be right back where they just were with a fresh set of downs, ready to go. So here we go. Let's see what Oakville's got up. Let's see if they've got one of those wrinkles we've been talking about. Let's see if they can get 27 some space to let those speed boosts go. And we'll see how this game finishes out. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left.
Are we going to see maybe the half sprint? Maybe they're going to try to chuck it in the air, maybe catch somebody off guard, or create a mismatch with some of the guys. They got some of their bigger players now playing halfback here. Maybe they try for a mismatch and catch a ball and just run down the field.
Absolutely. So a new running back in the backfield. 27 is not back there. It's just number 60, I believe, who has made some nice runs this week. They got 2 wings to the left here, so they're in a condensed formation. They're going outside zone. Number 64's got some room to run. Great stiff arm. Way to keep his feet churning. But way to hold on out there by number, I believe, 55 on Bell.
Yeah, they're just going right to what they've been doing all day. Another great run, another great tackle. We're going to see it here. Here he comes. Great double team to get him up inside here. But again, great form tackling by both these defenses. Great form tackling.
Without a doubt. And it's a testament to the play of these defensive ends that looks like Oakville's just said, you know what, we're going to double them just about every single time because they were disrupting. So that's awesome defense. That's a cosign by the other team's coach to say, hey, you've been disrupting this game for us. We're now going to double team you. They're right back up the middle. Oakville is. Look like almost a bobble there, but forward progress is going to stop them about 2 yards downfield. So again, decision time, 3rd and 4 with 2 minutes left. What do you do?
This is good. This is a tough one, but you know what? I like your way of thinking. Here you are. You just drove down the 401. You need a play. This is you got to take something out of the playbook. You got to look for a tackle eligible play, maybe something that's going to catch these guys off guard that they haven't done. They've done multiple formations, so that's a good thing. The thing is they got to get downfield and take their skill guy and give him space.
Absolutely. So here we go. We got a timeout here. We'll be back in just a second. Here we are. So Oakville elected not to take the risk and go for it. They gave the yards up and punted. Minute 54. Bell is under center here. 4th quarter, championship game. We got ISO out left. Oh, number 87. Here we go. He's got to play. He's going to play number 2. Oh, keep your hands to yourself there, receiver. Oh, we almost got a block in the back on the edge, but that's a great first down play. 6 or 7 yards later, 2nd and medium.
Yeah, no surprise, right? We're going to give it to 87. Here he comes. Off tackle. He's going to get upfield. The receiver misses a block there. He holds him up, and then he just runs out of real estate.
Absolutely.
Here he is. But, 5-yard gain, 6-yard gain. Thing is, there's only a minute 46 to go. You can't do that all the way down the field at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. So the clock starts to become the enemy. You got two enemies, depending on who you ask. 3. Some people say the refs are your enemy too. Not me though. I love refs. So here we go. We got 2nd and medium here. Double tight formation. Receiver out left. I formation. We got Isaac and Gabriel in the backfield. That's Landon and Douglas. We're going right up the gut to the fullback. Again, met immediately, but keeps churning. He actually looks like ran in and got stopped by one of his own players running into his back. It's a short 2-yard gain, and all of a sudden, we're back to decision time.
We're down back to 3rd down.
Yeah.
Now they're in the middle. They're right in the middle of the field. If you're going to go for it at this point, with a minute 38 to go, I'd like to see him come out with something we haven't seen. I'd like to see something we just haven't seen.
And the interesting part is seems like some of the most dynamic this Bell offense has looked was when Gabriel Douglas was actually at quarterback. And there were troubles. There was some snap troubles, some handoff troubles, but the ability to be able to do that quarterback sneak and some of these other things seemed to add a level of complexity that Oakville wasn't prepared for. So let's see what they go with now. It's ISO left. Oh, and he's still churning. He's about a yard short, and it looks like he's going to get held up just short on the tailback lead to the left on 3rd and 5. Looks like they're going to come up short with about a 4-yard gain.
Yeah. Again, no surprise. That's what they're going to do. So if I'm not mistaken, the overtime rules are going to be possession from the 25.
Okay.
From the 25, you got 3 downs to get in. First down. You go. If it's score for score, you got to go for 2. That whole traditional overtime shootout that we're looking for. But I mean, in any particular drive, both these teams have struggled to get even 25 yards. Does anybody have a punter?
Can we get a rouge?
Can we buy a rouge? Yeah, that's what we might be looking at.
Yes, absolutely. So we got 1:10 left. There's enough time here to try to make something happen. Oakville's under center. They got 2 split out. Number 4, handoff to number 64. Met immediately by, you guessed it, Isaac Landon's in the backfield. And that's going to be a loss of about 1, if not a gain of 0.
Yeah, again, nothing different. So maybe the coaches are saying, you know what, maybe somebody does have a punter. They just want to get out of this, get down to the 25, run a couple plays, maybe get down to the 17, 18 to 20, kick it through the end zone, and then leave it to the other guy to do it.
Absolutely. So here we are. We got second down. Clock is running. It's at 54 seconds. This play will get off around 47 seconds. Oakville's under center. They got some motion to the right. We're going to get a half sprint. We're going to get a half roll. He's throwing it into the flat quickly. Oh, and number 64 hits off his hands. I will say, I don't know that he had a whole lot of room to run after. There was some Bell Warriors in pursuit.
Yeah, I think he was trying to look upfield before he actually caught the ball on that one. But I agree. I mean, the defense was there the whole time, right? But I do like the change up because he catches that, gets it upfield. If 4 guys miss a tackle, he might be running. But these, fundamentally, these teams are just good tacklers. Yeah. So that's not going to happen. I mean, but I like the fact that we saw something a little bit different. Now we're going to go the other way. Are we going to see something different? Or are they just going to give it to the big man and let him get down the field and get to overtime?
Absolutely. And I mean, one of the things of note last drive watching Douglas run that ball is there's a couple times where it seems like he I don't want to say wasn't trusting, but could have been right behind number 94, Landon a little bit tighter and creased things a little bit more up the middle, north-south. On that last one, that 3rd down, he seemed to try to bounce outside of his tackle even, and it makes it tough because if you leave your blockers, you're on your own island. So if we can stay tight to our blockers, no matter where you go, you're gonna have a better chance here. It's first down, 45 seconds to go. They're going up the middle to Gabriel. He's running. He's following number 94, and all of a sudden there's a crease there. Cuts it back. Feet are still churning. 13 yards later, and that is a big play. 38 seconds left.
Yeah, that again, you wouldn't think he's been playing all game, both sides of the ball. I mean, here he comes, gets the ball. Great blocks up front. Look at how they have that little wall happening for him, and he's just following it as he goes. 94 is doing a great job blocking downfield. Now someone's got to put themselves on the line, try to tackle him low, grab his foot, hold on till your buddies get there.
Absolutely. So here we go. The odds-on favorite is going back to something very similar here. They're going inside zone right here. No one gets to the edge player. He comes off the edge scot-free, makes contact in the backfield, and that's always going to be tough on a running back to get to. And again, back to the count. Offensive line, they have to be able to count the defenders, know who's in the blocking scheme, and it looks like there might have been a mistake there.
Yeah, he just had nowhere to go. It's just 13 yards one play, nothing on the next, right? I mean, a true testament to these guys. They're not backing down. These 2 running backs that Bell have are big backs.
Absolutely.
And they're running hard. They're not backing down. They're running with authority, and they're getting north. And these guys from Oakville, they didn't come down here for nothing.
No, they did not. Here we go. 6 seconds left. This might be the last play of the game. We're right back up the middle, number 87. Douglas is going. It's a short gain of about 3, and that's going to be the end of the 4th quarter. We are going to a shootout.
We are going to overtime.
We got overtime coming, so just a refresher on the rules for anybody watching at home. We're going to get the ball at the 25-yard line, so each team will have a chance to score. If you watch the CFL, if you watch OUA Sport or U Sport, if you watch even NCAA college football, we're going to those sort of rules. What that means is whoever wins the coin toss gets to decide if they want the ball or if they want to start on defense. Usually you would want to start on defense to see what the other team is able to do offensively. The offensive team gets the ball at the 25-yard line. You play individual, let's call them quarters of overtime, where both team gets to have the ball at the 25-yard line. Whoever scores the most in one of those wins. So we'll be back in just a second to see how this shootout plays out. All right, welcome back. We are preparing for overtime here, Jeff, in this defensive battle between the Bell Warriors and the Oakville Titans. Looks like they're going to the far side of the field. We'll let you know in just a second who's starting out on offense. But what do you expect to see here? Any wrinkles?
You know, you got to hope that they, the field position's everything, right? So a lot of both these teams have, Bell's got the big running back, so maybe there's something offensively down here that they can get some sort of pop pass, a play action pass. Again, if you're catching it, you're on a 25-yard line. So that makes a big difference because now you only need, you get a big run down to the 15, down to the 13, the 12, and you're on the 8. Can you hit somebody for 5 or 6 yards? You only need 8 yards at that point. So do they open up the playbook a little bit, or do they go against what we've been talking about and just run the ball, run the ball? So now Oakville looks like they're going to start with it. So let's see, their half sprint package. Do they have something with the drag that you talked about?
Yep.
Do they have something like that? Are they going to try to reverse? Do they have a pass?
Without a doubt. So here we go. So Oakville starting off. We've got 2 wings to the right. This is either going to be a reverse or a half sprint. We start with the half sprint. He's looking for number 27 in the flat. 36 comes off the backside edge for the Bell Warriors, and that is going to be a huge sack to start it off by Declan Akers. That is what you need as a defense. I mean, we always talk about it, about overtime type football. If you can get a loss of yardage as a defense, a massive way to start overtime for Bell.
Yeah, it is. That's a great play. He sprinted out right. Absolutely nothing there. And once he went to that cutback that he tried earlier in the game, I think it was in the first quarter, he got some yards. There's just nothing doing there.
Nothing doing. Great job of the Bell defensive line. And good set by the defensive backfield there, who didn't give the quarterback anywhere to see or anywhere to look. So they go inside zone to start. Number 27 is off tackle right into the waiting arms of Isaac Landon. And I believe number 45 filling that at full speed. That's Blake Steele. Great job by the Bell Warriors.
That defense, and I'll tell you, Brandon, he's just, it's been a long time since I've seen a motor, on a player like that on both sides of the ball that's played virtually every snap. There's just no quitting him.
And I believe Isaac Landon is son of head coach John Landon, who I'm sure is over there beaming with pride about how his son is playing this game. Here we are with 3rd and very, very long. We're going reverse here to number 3. Is he going to run out of room? He is going to run out of room. They had that one sniffed out from the very start, Bell did. Cornerback coming off the receiver, coming upfield, making a play on the sideline. 0 points.
Yeah, 0 points. Very little yards, if any. Great job by Bell's defense, as it's been all game. So now the question is, what's Bell going to do to maybe get 5 yards or 10 yards? You see, he just runs out of field over here.
Absolutely.
He just runs out of field. He's got nowhere to go. No. And he's just running straight to the sideline. And Nate, the best way to break tackles is to go north-south.
Without a doubt. So we have a huge opportunity here for Bell. A point wins this game. A touchdown wins it dancing. Let's see what the Bell Warriors can do. We're all pretty sure they're going to do a steady dose of running. 87, Gabriel Douglas is under center. He's back under center, so let's watch this quarterback-center exchange. His jet sweep guy fell on his way across, but he's going to keep the ball himself, go off tackle right, and he is downfield. Like you said, that's about 12 or 13 yards, and he might have got a little bit of extra at the end there. Potentially a face mask on Oakville, it looks like.
See, that that's and it hasn't happened all game. The defense has not. The penalties have been very limited in the game, which is great. Been a very, very clean game. Now he rambled for 12 or 13 yards, and that looks like it might have been a face mask.
Absolutely. And you're going to see number 45 here on the left side of your screen if we can get a replay coming up in just a second. It looks like the jet sweep guy actually fell, and he gets back up. Gabriel realizes, okay, my guy's not here anymore. Again, I'm going off script. It's my time. And look what happened. So he has made some incredible plays with his feet and just a no-quit attitude. And the shadow of the goalpost is now looming large.
Here they are. They're on the 5-yard line. They haven't been there all game. They haven't been anywhere close to it. So, I wonder what they're going to do here, Nate.
Gabriel Douglas is under center. We got a motion man, number 45. Looks like we might have an offside on Oakville. But Landon has the ball. He is saying, I will not stop. He gets to hit in the backfield. Still falls forward for about 3 or 4 yards. Let's get a quick look on that penalty. It's an offside on Oakville. We're going to see if they're going to take the yardage and stay first down. I would assume they will. It should be a half a distance to the goal down here.
No surprise there. Gets the ball, breaks the first tackle, and just keeps moving his feet, chugging along. The ball seems to be around the 3-yard line now.
Yes. It looks like it's either at the 2 or the 3-yard line. We got Gabriel under center. We got Isaac Landon behind him. We got a lot of muscle, a lot of might. We're coming right down Main Street. Can Bell win this football game? We got a quarterback sweep to the left. He's running. He's got somebody on him. Can his feet keep moving? He's still up. Forward progress is going to stop him, and it looks like it's going to be a loss of about 1 yard for Gabriel. What do you think about that call?
Well, I mean, no surprise they're going to give it to the big guy. I mean, they try to get up the middle. They got 3 or 4 yards. Now they're going to try to go to the edges. I mean, it's been textbook all day, right? But now they got penetration. They got somebody through. Look, he's saying no way, no how. There's just no quit in any of these kids out there, Nate.
Absolutely.
It's so impressive from the guys running the ball to the guys tackling them.
And what a play by David Gombos on the edge there. We talked about it. It's so difficult to get a reach block on a defensive end, one-on-one. That's what the Bell Warriors tried to get there. David said, no, thank you. I'm going to fight for contain. He got out there. We had some great lead blocking, too. But here we are at second and about 3 yards to win the football game for the Bell Warriors. Going right up the middle, right to the fullback. He's churning. And he's just short after a gain of about 1.5 or 2. They should be at the 1 yard line here, Jeff. 3rd and 1 at the 1 yard line.
What are they going to do? Do they have someone that can punt it? Do they get the snap? Do they get the snap back to them, Nate? Like, what's happening? If you would have told me any time other than now that they're at the 5 yard line and 3 plays aren't going to score with those big guys, I'd be like, no way. But that Oakville team, like I said, they came down to 401. Nothing doing, dude.
Absolutely. I think we might see some 1904 rugby scrum-looking type of play right here. We got big Isaac Landon behind Gabriel Douglas. I wonder if they're going to quarterback sneak right up the middle here. And they are. He's pushing. He's fighting. He might be short. He is short of the end zone, and that is a defensive stop for the ages for that Oakville Titans defense.
Nate, I'll tell you what. I mean, yes, it's been a defensive battle. Yes, there hasn't been a whole lot of, flashy offensive plays. But if you want to talk defensive stand, stopping Bell on the 5 yard line with 4 tries because they got a penalty.
That's unbelievable. And I think the question mark that's maybe in anybody's head watching is we saw a quarterback sneak earlier in the game where they put the fullback right behind the quarterback and gave him a push in. They didn't seem to do that. I don't know if that was the quarterback snapping the ball too early or if the fullback potentially missing the call, but I think a little bit of extra muscle there might have been the difference between getting into the end zone. So I don't know if that's a mistake, if it's a different call, if they were trying to catch them off guard, but they're going to regret it.
Why didn't they try to just kick it through the end zone and get a roost? I'm surely it's Canadian football, right? That's interprovincial football. This has got to be, that rule hasn't changed. Because whether you win by a touchdown or whether you win by a rouge, you win by a rouge today, you tell everybody that, but at the end of the day, next week is like we won.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It doesn't matter how you win. It doesn't matter by how many, as long as you get the W. I'm really surprised they didn't do that. But again, you know what? They don't punt. So they probably don't practice long snapping.
Yep.
They probably don't have anybody they can kick because they just don't do it.
That's a fact. That is a fact, without a doubt. So Bell should be back on offense, if I'm not mistaken. Usually how it goes is, whoever wins the coin toss takes defense, and the next time around they usually want to go offense second. But it looks like I'm wrong, so what do I know? Oakville's going to be up first again, going the other direction. Oakville's up at the 25, heading the other way. They're on some new fresh snow once again, so eyes up, be alert for any slippage, anything of that nature. We're under center to start, 27 in the backfield. They're going outside zone, first play of the drive, and who is there? $5 if you get it. 94, Isaac Landon sniffs that out. And I keep saying number 94, but let's not forget that there's every single time he makes contact in the backfield, 3, 4, 5 Bell Warriors come to finish before the play is done. So great play by the defense.
Both defenses have had team meetings all day around football. It's been outstanding defense. I'd like to see Oakville have some sort of wrinkle here, try something new, try something different, take a shot. It's the championship game. You drove all the way down to 401. You just stopped the big guys on the goal line, literally.
Without a doubt. So they're in their base set here. We got a wing to the left, 2 wide receivers split out. They're going toss left, see if they can get some speed. Oh, but a great play out wide by number 36. What a great job again by Declan Akers. He said, you are not going to seal me. I'm not letting you get to the sideline because I know what happens if a tailback with that speed gets out there. Big play.
Yeah, and you know what? We don't know, Oakville. We haven't seen them play before. They don't play in the CAF, or they play on the other side of the province. But I'll bet you he's got some wheels. He just looks like he's that type of back that if he gets a seam, and I was hoping for it to happen at some point during the game, I'll bet you he can motor.
Without a doubt. So a huge play. It's 3rd and a country mile. 3rd and an acre. Shouts out to Declan. We are going for it here. Of course, it's overtime. It's a shootout style. 24 is coming around on a jet sweep. There's a lot of flow here by Bell. Great job by the defense. They force him up inside. He gets a modest gain of about 4 yards, but on, again, third and very, very, very long, it's just not going to be enough.
No, it's not. So now we've gotten that out of the way. Bell's going to get the ball down on this end of the field now, it looks like. Now they're just going to need, we know who, 12 yards, 13 yards, 9 yards, 5 yards. And when you get down to the goal line, you just got to finish. You got to finish.
And so last drive, we saw the big play to start the drive off was actually a broken play. They went for the jet sweep. Somebody slipped, and Gabriel Douglas made a huge play off script, looking like old school Johnny Manziel, looking like Warren Moon, looking like Doug Flutie, making something happen out of nowhere. I'm sorry to anybody at home that just heard me say Johnny Manziel and Doug Flutie in the same sentence. But let's see if they can make a play here on schedule. Let's see if they can run the right play, get downfield, take care of this football again. We see some troubles with the quarterback-center exchange. We've seen some struggles with the quarterback-tailback exchange. And we're back to number 14, I believe, at quarterback. Let me make sure I'm right there. That's going to be Lucas Aguirre, maybe I'm going to go with. I apologize if your family's listening at home and I butchered that. We're 1st and 10. I formation, double tight end set, wide receiver set out right. We got early motion from fullback right. We're going tailback lead right. Oh, and they're in early. Are they calling that down by contact? They're calling that a turnover on downs. That is very strong. I guess the ref is saying that Gabriel Douglas did not have the control of the ball before at any point during that run. What do you think, Jeff?
Well, let's have a good look at it. Here he's going to get the ball. Does he have possession of it? And it looks like the ground caused a fumble there. It looked like the ground caused a fumble when he landed. He's making up and trying to make a case for it like he got the exchange. He may not have had it as clean as it looks like, but I mean, nonetheless, that's the call. Let's deal with it. Let's move on, and let's get to the 25-yard line and try to get this going again.
Without a doubt. So the drama intensifies. We're going into our third overtime. We have not seen Oakville be able to do too much. They haven't had a first down yet in overtime, which is interesting because if you take it back all the way to the first quarter, they looked dynamic. They had some jet sweeps that hit. They had some pass plays downfield that hit, and then ever since, it's just slowed down.
It slowed down, and I think that the field conditions have something to do with it, have something to do with their feet. Because when you're playing on defense, you get to go. You know what I mean? You don't have to chop your feet. You don't have to do anything. You're just you get to go if you got the confidence in your feet on the field. Offensively, it's a little bit trickier. But having said that, it doesn't seem like it's been a problem out here. The ball looks like with the exchange at sometimes that looks like it's been an issue. But the traction, the footing on everybody seems to have been okay.
So Oakville's back out on offense. We're moving the ball up to, I believe, the 10-yard line here. So we're going third overtime here. We're ratcheting up the intensity. We're ratcheting up the stakes. We're going to start each possession now from the 10-yard line with the same rules, shootout style. Oakville's on offense first. Let's see if points are coming. The wind is picking up. If you can see the goalposts, you can see the flags. They are starting to fly. So Oakville's going straight into the wind right now. Let's assume that ball's going to stay on the ground. They're starting off double tight end, 8 splits out, quarterback under center. Inside zone, first play of the drive. A little bit of room to run that time. He at least got past the line of scrimmage. He's down to the 8-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 8 here in overtime number 3.
Yeah, no surprise. They're just going to keep doing it. I'm a little bit surprised, like I think a lot of people are, that we just haven't seen a wrinkle. We haven't seen. They haven't had 10 or 12-yard runs or that big run. We need to see somebody dump to a tight end. You know, out of these double tight formations, they're eligible receivers.
Absolutely. So let's see if they can mix somebody else. It's been a steady dose of number 27 here for Oakville. It's been a steady dose of Karsten Abrams. Let's see if we can mix anybody else. We got a few other bodies out there that can make some plays. We're back under center here. We're going right back to the same play. It's inside zone right, and he is met immediately. Great job coming off the edge there. There's Gabriel Douglas. He came flying in through the B-gap. He sniffed it out from the jump and said, no thank you, not today.
Yeah, they seem to be the last couple of plays. They run into the strength of the defense. So I don't really disagree with it because, you run right at them and force them to make plays. But maybe at this level, maybe you run away from them because running at them hasn't worked the last 2 times.
Has not worked. It's 3rd and 7 from the 7. It's overtime number 3. We're playing shootout style, meaning if Oakville scores here, they will go for either 1 or 2, and Bell will have to respond and have a chance to respond, I should say, and either equal or surpass it. So 3rd and 7, all the marbles here, Oakville. Let's see what they have. They're split out wide. They got a reverse coming. It's a double reverse. Bell sniffs it out. They get upfield. Number 95, can he get free? He cannot. There's one more team meeting for the Bell Warriors defense in the backfield of Oakville.
You know, it's. I like that they tried it. I like that they tried it. I'd like to see a little bit more creativity and something else. Surely they have it. I don't know why, what they're waiting for, but now Bell gets to do it. Now, if I had any money, I think that from 10 yards with the power backs that they have, I mean, I really like their chances right now. They haven't been getting, you haven't shown any sign of weakness or being tired or anything. If anything, I'll bet you they got a little bit of a pep talk by the coach on the sideline, said, hey, let's end this already.
Absolutely. And I think for the Bell Warriors offense, there's a little bit of that. You can have a little more confidence because you've done it. You've gotten down there, and you fell a little short, but you've been near that end zone. You sniffed it before. So they're under center. We got Lucas, number 14, at quarterback. We got our two big bruising backs in the backfield. Let's see what we got here on first down. They're going fullback dive right up the middle to start. He's breaking tackles. He's shedding tackles. It's going to end up as a 2-yard gain only. It's 2nd and 8.
Yeah, they didn't try any sort of lead action or anything. They just gave it sort of like a dive. And, you know, there's nothing doing. I mean, this defense might be a little bit undersized, but they can tackle. They've been doing it all game.
Absolutely.
You know, I think I would just go, you know, I formation and just pound it because, like I said, these big guys, if they get a yard and by default fall forward, they're getting another couple yards.
Without a doubt.
And nobody's hitting them. They're not falling backwards.
2 more tries to put this in the end zone. We have a tight end right, 2 receivers split out left. A little bit of a new wrinkle for the defense here. I formation, 14. Lucas is under center. They snap the ball. Oh, there might have been too many men on the field for the Bell Warriors. You saw a receiver run off last second. Oh, they blew something dead here. Let's see what the call is going to be from the referees. If that's a too many men on the field penalty, I'm not sure that it should have been blown dead early. But we will see what the referees call. It's going to be 2nd down. And they're going up, actually, so it might have been an offside penalty on Oakville, which is going to put this ball at the 4-yard line, 2nd down. Have we been here before, Jeff?
And now we're on the 5-yard line. Now it's time to just dig deep. You know what I mean? Dig deep and say, listen, we got this. Let's end it already, and let's go home.
Without a doubt. So here we are. We're back in the I formation, double tight. Receiver split out to the left. Everybody bunched up there on Oakville. Everyone's geared up, ready to go. We're going ISO left right there. Gabe Douglas is in. It looks like he has dragged him over the end zone, and that is going to be the game for the Bell Warriors. B-Cup champions of NCAFA and now champions of the OFFL championship here against the Oakville Titans. Jeff, what a battle. What a fight. There it is.
What a great game. I mean, I'll tell you what, even though it was a defensive battle, there he is going in, and they likely had the chance. Say, let's go. Enough is enough already. We get 5 yards in our sleep. In our sleep, we get it. What a great defensive battle. Nothing to be ashamed of if you're Oakville. I'll tell you what, when you come to play a team like Bell, they are as tough as it gets, and they came out here and they battled kickoff to final whistle. Great job, great game.
Without a doubt. That's a 3rd overtime game. We saw 3 overtimes, some free football here at Carleton University at Tag Park, the home of the Ravens that Bell has just come in and said, this is our house now, our house today. So, Jeff, for everybody here at the Youth Sports Network, what a phenomenal game. Thank you for tuning in. Bell Warriors win it in the 3rd overtime, and that is that for the day. Stay tuned, everybody. We got more football coming up, and we'll talk to you soon.